As you heard earlier, I'm Jill. And a little while ago, I came up with the idea for my message. And it's kind of weird. It was a weird inspiration. I was watching my favorite TV show, and God kind of spoke to me. And it's very interesting how God can speak to you in many ways. So, here we go. Say the right words at the right time with the right emphasis. And, you can make men weep or cry with joy. Change them. You could change people's minds with just words. Now, this was said about William Shakespeare and the power his words had over men. Now, his words had power over men and have lasted throughout time. But there's ones whose words have power over the universe and will last when there is no time. Those words came from God, and they spoke our world into motion. In Genesis 1, you see, and God said over about 10 times. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God said, "Let there be expansion between the waters to separate water from water." And God had made the sky. God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered in one place, and let dry ground appear." And God had made the land we walk on. These words had made our world that is so complex and so detailed. And those powerful words can be held in our hand, as the Bible holds all the words that we will ever need, the greatest tool we have. Ephesians 6:17, take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. That is our best defense, the Word of God. Every word you will ever need to protect yourself from the evil around us is right here. As a kid in Sunday school, your Sunday school teacher encouraged you to memorize verses. And when you did, they usually treated you with candies or lollipops. But as I got older, I realized why they did this, why it was so important. There's times in your life when you go through a rough spot or somebody is questioning your faith, and then you think back on those verses, and it reminds you why you're doing this and helps you get through those tough times. The first words of the Bible were the words that created the world. But there's many more. There's the words of Jesus, who came to this earth to heal the sick. If you look at Matthew 9, you see as he used his words to make a man walk and save the life of a little girl. But he didn't just come to heal the sick, the physically sick anyway. He came to heal the hearts of the sinners. He told parables which taught people how to live their life and how they can change their life for the better. He taught people also how to talk to God, how we can use our words to get a hold to our Creator. Prayer is a very important tool we have as Christians. When you pray, you give thanks, you ask for forgiveness, and most importantly, you ask for help. This year I read a book, Heaven is for Real. And it's the story of a little boy who gets sick and sees heaven. And the one part that stood out to me the most was when the father was talking to his son, and he was telling him about heaven, and the father asked, "Why did you come back? Why did God send you back?" And he told him, "Because God heard you, Dad." His father, the day that his son was in the hospital, locked himself in a room and started to rant. He was angry at God. He wondered, why did they take my son away? But all those words that he said that he thought were pointless, he was just getting his emotion out, God listened to every single one of them and gave him back his son. No matter what, how your words come out, if they're words of anger, of joy, of sadness, God listens to every single one of them. Now, authors, they write stories so people can read them, to find connections, to connect to them, to find meaning. What if the words were never read? They would have no meaning. So the reason words have power is because people listen, people hear them. And every word you say is listened to by God. So our words have great power because the most powerful creator, our creator, listens to every single one of them. So, with that power you have, with those words, you can do what Jesus did. You can teach, change people's minds, change the world. You can give hope, and you can even heal someone's soul. But we have to realize, with this great power, can also cause great harm. This world was created by God's words, but we never got to live in this world the way He wanted it. Because we were tricked by a serpent who took God's words and tricked Eve by twisting them. You see that in Genesis 3, the first example of how words can do harm. In James 3:3-6, when we put bits into the mouths of horses to make them obey us, we can turn the whole animal. Or take a ship, for example. Although they are so large and are driven by strong winds, they are steered by a very small rudder, wherever the pilot wants it to go. Likewise is the tongue, a small part of the body, but it makes great boast. The tongue also, take a wildfire. It's created by a small spark. The tongue also is a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole person, sets the whole course of his life on fire, and itself set on fire by hell. Words can cause a lot of damage like a wildfire and can change the direction of someone's life. To use this power correctly, with our words, you have to take a lot of thought and care to what you say. Without a lot of care, we could do great harm. It is our jobs as followers of Christ to take our power we've been given and use it to show love, spread hope, and tell people everywhere about the good news. So we must be very careful about what we say. Proverbs 10:19-20, where words are many, sin is not absent, but he who holds his tongue is wise. The tongue of the righteous is choice silver, but the heart of the wicked is little value. In this day and age, it's more important that we watch our tongue, but we also need to watch our hands. As we live in a world where everything is recorded online on social media, we have to watch what we type when we go on Facebook, Twitter, putting a caption on Instagram, because our words can spread even faster than a wildfire. So I challenge you today to take this power you've been given by God, use your words to change someone's life for the better. Thank you.